But the most interesting place I've been to, like I said, it could be a country, it could be an establishment, it could be anything. Was I think it was the what the fuck ranch was it called?
Ram Ranch.
No. I went to the Mustang Ranch.
You did?
Yes.
Really? That's a very unique fact, Terry.
Yes.
What's
Oh,
so
there's your
interesting about the
there's your
Mustang
unique fact about me. There
When
you
did
go.
when did you go to a
Took some
brothel?
time.
Yeah.
So my dad lives down there. He lives 30 minutes outside of Reno. I'm not gonna. You guys can figure it out. I'm not gonna say it. But my stepsister wanted to hang out with me, and she had her friend along, and we were at Hot August Nights, which is like a huge car meetup, like old cars. So it's like a huge meetup. You guys, it's like you can eat, you can have fun, and blah 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 blah. So she wanted to go get drinks, and her friend wanted to get drinks, and they needed someone to drive. And I was old enough. I was 19, I believe. Yeah, I was 19. So she didn't tell me where we were going, so she drove.
Okay.
And so where we went was the Mustang Ranch, and I had no idea what the fuck the Mustang Ranch was
Okay.
until I got there. I was like, oh, this is cool. So, some old Western,
Theming.
well, so before we get in there, they check your ID before you get in there to know you're over the age of 18 and if you're over the age of 21. So we go in there, we get stopped, and they're like, can I see your IDs? So we show all of our IDs. I get a fucking wristband, which means you can't drink. And so I was like, okay, whatever, I don't give a fuck. And we go into where the bar is, and I'm like, oh, all right. So I'm looking around, and there's just a bunch of women, maybe like 3 or 4 dudes in there. I'm like, okay, this is okay. But all the women that were there were in like skimpy clothes, and I was like, oh, this is not good for me. Well, I mean, it's good for me. I'm like, oh, this is nice to see. But then I was like, oh shit, I know where I'm at. I'm at a brothel.
Yeah.
And so while I'm digesting this, there's this chick just like staring at me
Why
the
wouldn't you
entire
be?
time, just staring at me. I'm like, okay, all right, I can, she's at the counter. And then my sister and a friend go up to the bar. They leave me at this table and go to the bar to get a drink. And then the woman that was staring at me moves a little bit closer to me, and I'm like, oh shit, this is about to go down. I was like, oh, I don't want any of this. And a little bit too, because I'm already out of my comfort zone of being at a brothel that I just figure that I'm at. And while I'm there, to the left of me, there's a pole dancing going on, just right there, just happening, which was a sight to see, for a 19-year-old boy at a brothel. So it was nice. And then, little did I know, while they were up there getting drinks, they called a cat call for the men.
You got catcalled?
What's a cat call for the men? What is that?
So what happens is it's kind of like the maiden, or what's the main bitch? I don't really know. I forgot there is a term, but the main bitch. It gathers all of the women up, and then they ask anybody that wants to go in the back room on the other side of this wall to go to pick out someone you want to fuck, essentially.
The girls? All right.
And, yeah, all the girls. And so everybody moved back there. Even my sister and her friend, and we go back there. And then the main bitch introduces herself as the main bitch. And then she's like, all right, we're gonna line up all these women, and you're gonna pick whoever you want to fuck. And there's only 4 dudes, and I'm one of the 4 dudes.
Okay.
But I'm also with 2 other women at this moment in time. So everybody, the women start introducing themselves, and so I just picked the one that was very bubbly, essentially, or she was, outgoing or whatever. And I picked her, and and then, so she walks up to me, and then she grabs my hand, and then we start walking off. But a little bit behind me, the 3 dudes that were still there, he's like, man, I want to be that guy. Because I have 3 women with me. So thinking I'm about to have a fucking foursome with 3 women, and one of them's my stepsister.
Did they follow you back there?
Was there was there a
not-
dryer involved?
What's that?
Was there a dryer involved?
A
Did you get
dryer?
Stuck? help me, guys! I'm stuck in the dryer.
I'm stuck in the dryer. So, what it was like they give you like a mini tour of the place.
Oh,
so
a tour.
They take you to different, a tour. They take you to different like spots of the building, where you can, theoretically pay for a spot, and you can, have sex and shit like that, whatever you want to do, whatever you're into.
What do you just like pay for the room? Is that where the money goes?
Well, you pay for what you want to do with the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to just get like a blowjob or something like that, you can get a
Okay.
blowjob or fuck whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But she took me into this room, which was just like it's like a saddle, like a saddle, but in the middle of the saddle was just a vibrating underpiece,
Oh, a Sibian.
something like I don't know. And she's just like, yeah, I really like. And then like in front of the seat, and the saddle. There's the saddle, and then there's a seat right in front of it, so you can watch her get off. And you just get aroused, I guess, or jack off, whatever you want to do, or whatever.
See,
But she,
I
like-
would seize this opportunity. I don't mean to cut you off. I would seize this
No,
opportunity.
you're good. You're good.
Give them $20 each for however long, and then just like talk about my problems, because I love perspective, and getting it from an outside source of like, yeah, like there's this girl,
Well,
kind of like her, don't know how to ask, a little
Mhm.
But while
shy.
while she's
And I
getting
just
off,
imagine it's like all 3 of them are just like, oh, honey, oh, yeah, you just need to tell her how you feel. That's how I imagine
While you're just like,
my experience would be. It's like someone, the cops open the blinds. It's all just a big bust. It's just me like crying about my problems.
but
Mm-hmm.
Best
it was.
$20 ever spent.
I mean, it would be an exciting. So she tells me about it and then what it does and everything. I'm like, I'm already out of my comfort zone because I'm already like it's just weird for me because I have my sister and her
friend.
her friend, and they're just cracking up the entire time. Apparently, they do this all the time to their friends.
That's a good joke.
That's weird.
That's kind of funny, but
And then she's like, oh yeah, there's a knob right here that you can control, and then it just you just hear the vibrating going, and then she's like, I like this one, and she turns it up to the max, and it's just tearing up like the foam piece underneath, and I'm just like, damn, all right, cool. We like you like vibrations downstairs, and so we leave that room, we go down another hallway, and you take a right, and then to your left there's a French door that opens up, and it goes to a pool, and I look out there is 2 people, there's a man and a woman, they're just sitting there talking. So there's your interaction where you can just talk there,
just at
and
the
then,
pool.
get your feelings out, just sit next to a pool with the legs in the water. And then she takes me to this other room which just has a bunch of like beach what do you call them? Beach
Towels.
It has
Toys?
beach towels. Yes. Plastic
Umbrellas?
things. Lawn chairs, not lawn chairs, lawn benches. whatever
Chair,
the fuck you lay
chairs.
on.
Yeah, I know.
Sun chairs. I forgot what they're fucking called. People are probably
Tanning towel.
Like the long,
No,
the really long chairs that you can like lay full down on.
like lay on by like a pool
Yeah.
pool chairs.
I don't know what they're
whatever
called,
the
but I know
fuck
what you're talking
they're
about.
called. But yeah, and then there's like a jacuzzi in there, and then like she's like, oh yeah, you can fuck over here, you can fuck over there, and I'm just like, god damn.
She just really wanted your dick, dude, or your money.
She was cute, don't get me wrong. And
Fold
then while this is happening, like she's you know, we're just having, we're just chit chatting like normal people that would chit chatting back and forth that you know, but you know this woman had probably fucked like 10 people today or some shit like that or whatever. And you're just having casual conversations with her, and it's just you're getting thrown off because you're like, oh yeah, I can relate to her. You know, she said that she had family up in Washington, I think, and I was just like, okay, I don't know why you're doing this, but this is kind of weird.
Money's good.
And then we get to this last room. It's just a whole like red velvety room, and it has like this huge S bench. And then one chair in the middle behind the S bench, and then behind the chair is a big ass bed. And then so she's giving me this history about this S bench, where you can. She's like, yeah, I had like an 8-some on this bench. You guys can just fuck on this thing. And I'm just like, huh? 8 people on this bench? She's like, yeah, it was fun. I was like, all right. I could see that on this bench, just kind of just weird as shit. And then while I wasn't looking, I was like standing on the other opposite side of the bench where the chair is. She pushes me onto the bench and then gives me like a lap dance for 5 minutes, and she titty slaps me at the end. She gives me just a good whack. She's like, wah, and I'm just like, all right. And while this is happening behind, I have my sister and a friend just standing by the door, and I can see them just cracking the fuck up because they can see my eyes where I'm like, help me, please, because I'm.
So was their
fun.
MO just to like see you embarrassed?
Pretty much.
Huh.
Pretty much was to embarrass or get me like uncomfortable as I could, without me going, oh, we need to fucking leave. That's the extent.
I just want to point out, Rob's been still listening this whole time. And it didn't end with you getting a fucking hooker. And you say my stories are bad?
Mine's more interesting than yours. Mine got like a titty slap and shit. Actually, at the end, she asked me if I wanted to,
pay for her.
You know, pay for her, and I was just like, she was telling me, you know, they get checked up once a week and get blood work once a week and shit like that, so they know that they're clean and stuff.
What's her prices? Like, how much would it have cost you?
I didn't really ask. I should have asked.
Yeah,
because I was already out of a comfort zone. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I could have got like a blowjob for $50.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's discreet.
It's fair. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do with that situation. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to let you know, I could have exaggerated this story. Instead, I got, you know, I paid for a hooker to have sex with me.
And then 7 other girls came in and they ate some.
And then that woman and that guy that was from that pool came into my room with that girl. So we had a foursome, and I fucked him in the ass.
All right.
All right.
That's probably my interesting story for the week.